Hey, I'm Al McGhee with YETicket.com. I'm here with two of the best critics here in South Florida. We got Hap Erstein.
Hey.
And we got Paul Levine, one of the greats and also with famous faces. Hey, Happy New Year. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Paul.
Oh my goodness. How long do you have?
Not that long.
Well, I've been a movie critic here for about 15 years. Before that, I worked for two of the major film companies, one being Warner Brothers. Can you see my Warner Brothers shirt? And the other one being United Artists. So I've been around.
I know your story. You've been around a long time.
Yep.
And Hap, tell me about you.
I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. A city that's been in the news lately. Moved down to South Florida in '94. Joined the Palm Beach Post newspaper.
Yes,
a paper that is slowly going out of business. I was their theater and film critic for 15 years. And since then, I've joined a group called the Palm Beach Arts Paper.com, an online and print magazine. And still go to the movies and theater a lot.
Oh, yeah. So do I. Well, let's get started.
Sounds good.
Well, we're here to talk about the top 10 movies of 2020, our list of top 10 movies of 2020. And 2020 was very difficult for many people, especially for the movie companies to get these movies out there. And fortunately they did, but they streamed a lot of them. So hopefully we all got a chance to watch a lot of films, but we did come up with a top 10 list. Paul, let's start with you. Give us your top 10 for 2020.
Sound of Metal.
What?
Sound of Metal.
Oh, Sound of Metal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Animated film Soul, with the voices Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey. One Night in Miami, which we saw as a play and also a movie, right?
Yeah.
On the Rocks was a surprise for me with Bill Murray and Marlon Wayans and Rashida.
Yeah, it was a good film.
And now we're getting to my favorite ones now. The Five Bloods had me at the edge of my seat. That's one of them. Another animated film, Over the Moon, Japanese movie, but it really brought me back to my childhood. And the colors and everything about that film was great. Pieces of a Woman, Let Him Go, and my favorite, usually sometimes my favorite is not the best, but I say the best and my favorite, The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Wow. Wow, Trial of Chicago 7 is your number one film.
Right.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a very good film, too. It had me on the edge and things like that.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. And, and that film also, the director and things like that was very good, too, with that film, the acting. And, I think you and Hap might have the same film as number one.
Wow. A lot of overlap.
Yeah, there is. But Over the Moon, I couldn't get into that.
You're too old.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm still a kid at heart. Yeah. I'm wearing my Bugs Bunny shirt.
All right, Hap, what's your top 10 of the year?
All right, let's start at number 10. Promising Young Woman. Carey Mulligan is a young woman trying to get revenge against all the men in her world.
Yeah.
Good film. I think she's terrific. Maybe a little better than the film itself. Number 9, One Night in Miami. I agree with you, Paul. 4 good performances. A fictional version of a real event. Number 8, The Glorias. A very unconventional biography of Gloria Steinem. Several people playing her. Number 7, On the Rocks. I'm with you there, Paul. Sofia Coppola, whenever she gets together with Bill Murray, it's always good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, Soul, the Pixar movie, probably one of their best ever. Number 5, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. How'd you miss that one, Paul?
I know, right?
I mentioned it. I did mention it.
Did you include that?
Yeah.
Number 4, Midnight Sky. George Clooney directed and starred a science fiction.
That was a pretty good movie.
Very good. Number 3, I don't think you mentioned this one, Paul. Did you not like Nomadland? I think that's definitely got a lock on Oscar nominations.
Well, that would be like number 11.
Number 3, as far as I'm concerned. Frances McDormand is probably the leader for the Oscar for Best Actress. Number 2, Mank. Mank is definitely a film lover's film, all about the Hollywood at the time of Citizen Kane. David Fincher, great direction. Gary Oldman, his usual chameleon job. He plays Herman Mankiewicz. And number 1, I'm completely with you. The Trial of the Chicago 7. Aaron Sorkin's script. Once again, hyper-articulate characters. Very good ensemble, and he directed the film, and he's really getting to be a director of consequence. Number 1, The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Getting back to that Mank, I really couldn't get into that. Yeah, it is a film's lover film, and I know some history of the film that they're talking about, but I just could not get into it because I did not really like his character that much. I really didn't like him that much.
You're not supposed to like him.
Really?
He's not a likable character. He's an alcoholic. He's a driven kind of not very scrupulous person, but he made a great piece of art.
Yeah, he did make that one piece of art. He really did. I really enjoyed that piece of art that he created. Well, that's a very good list, though. You had a lot of good films on there.
I think it was a great year at the movies. I think it's surprisingly a very good year at the movies. Now, next year is going to be a challenge because production is all closed down this year. But 2020 is a good year at the movies.
I know. Man. Well, here, I'm Al McGhee. Let me give you my top 20. I'm gonna start off with number 10. Number 10 is Hamilton. What a great piece of film. They filmed the play with the original cast, and I loved it. Number 9, Extraction, directed by Tyler Rake, and it's about a mercenary played by Chris Hemsworth. And also, it was Netflix #1 film for the whole summer, and I really enjoyed that. Number 8, The Devil All the Time. That was directed by Antonio Campos. That started Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård, and Donald Ray Pollock. This is about a Southern family and how this young man tried to protect his family. This is one of the best acting films I saw this year, one of them. And number 7, The Five Bloods. Very emotional film for me because I am a veteran. I was a veteran during that time, during the Vietnam War. And director Spike Lee really came through with this film. And they got some great acting out of Delroy Lindo. And not only that, Clark Peters, too, did a great job in acting. Also, you got Chadwick Boseman in there, and he included him in there. I feel he didn't do enough for me, but a lot of people enjoyed his acting in that film. Now, number 6 is Minari. That is a Korean film, and it's director Lee Isaac Chung. If you see this film and you don't have a heart and you don't have any type of emotions, stop watching films. You need to go into the bathroom and sit on the toilet and think out loud. Okay, and number 5 is Soul, the Disney Pixar animated film. That really got to me. But not only that, I really enjoyed the vocalizations of the voices from Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. And it looked so real. I mean, it looked like real humans. And I love jazz music. They really did a lot of emphasis on great jazz and things like that. Not only that, about death too. Next, number 4, The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Only 4?
Number 4. Yep. Mm-hmm. I feel Aaron Sorkin did a great job with that film. I feel the acting in it is good. And I lived through that. That's why I got emotional about this film. And I remember watching it on TV and reading it in the Chicago Sun-Times and the Chicago Tribune, things that went on, even though I'm a young man, I'm a teenager, but I still kept up with it. But when they brought, now I've seen other productions of The Trial of Chicago 7, but this one really touched me much more and made it much realistic for me to watch. And I really enjoyed that film. Number 3 is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. George C. Wolfe finally directed a good movie. You know, he's a stage director, a Broadway director, but finally he directed a great piece of film because one, he had Viola Davis in it. How can you lose with her? And also, you know, I'm sure she's going to be up for Academy Award. But not only that, this is the last film of Chadwick Boseman. You want to talk about 2020? This is a horrible year because we lost him, and he's a great actor. And not only that, you got Glenn Thurman in this too. Do y'all realize Glenn Thurman started his acting chops on Broadway with Sidney Poitier in A Raisin in the Sun? And this guy is still around. All right, number 2 is One Night in Miami. It's director Regina King. I really enjoyed her first film that she's directed, but not only that, the story, the fictional story about Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, Malcolm X. Now, the meeting was real, but the story is fictional. They really did, and they were really friends back in that day. And I felt that Leslie Odom will be nominated for supporting actor in that film. And I feel this is one of the best pieces that she's done so far because it's her first one. Now, my number 1 is Small Axe. I saw it on TV, unfortunately, but it did go to the theaters. And I saw it on Amazon. And this is by Steve McQueen. It's 5 films. 5 films. And they all have different themes, but it's about the West Indies life there in London, a life that I never thought of. And I've been to London twice, that I never been to their neighborhood to eat their great food or listen to their great music. But he got some great acting out of Sean Parks. Letitia Wright, you know, she's from Black Panther. Not only that, he made John Boyega act in this film. He really acted in this film. In his film. Remember, it's 5 films. And Small Axe is the best film of the year, but you got to put them all together. Just can't say one. It's a collection of all 5. So that's why I like Small Axe. And that's why this is my number 1 film of the year, or films of the year. Did y'all get a chance to see Small Axe?
Yeah, I wasn't impressed.
I didn't get.
Did you watch all 5 of them?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to see that one, unfortunately. When you say 5 films, I mean, do you mean 5 stories or 5 full-length feature films?
5 feature films.
Oh, it's true. Absolutely.
Man, why were you not impressed?
I was not moved emotionally by it.
Oh, ooh. Why is that?
Hard to tell.
You couldn't relate to the characters, the storylines?
Something about it did not move me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I liked it, because it moved me. And
Okay.
I said to myself, I never knew this. And
It's
I
all
never
very
heard
subjective,
it.
of course.
Yeah.
Any list is going to be very subjective and very personal.
Right. Exactly.
It didn't strike me personally.
Wow.
Not like the Chicago 7 did. Not like Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's interesting that so many of these are based on plays. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom all took place on stage in the recording studio. One Night in Miami was all in that hotel room.
Right.
And some of them were more opened up than others. Some of them were still had their theatrical roots, which is not a negative for me. And of course, Hamilton, it's a question of will that be eligible for the Oscars? Or will it be just considered as a recording of a theatrical event?
But it's still a film.
Well, again, according to the Academy, not necessarily.
Yeah, I've been reading things on the internet about it. They still talking about it. Is it eligible? Is it a film?
Right.
Is it not a film?
But that's another great performance by Leslie Odom, of course. He plays Aaron Burr,
right,
and won the Tony Award for it. But now he really thinks of One Night in Miami as his breakthrough in film. And he's terrific as Sam Cooke.
And also, he wrote an original song for that film, too.
That's true.
For One Night in Miami. And
very talented guy.
Yeah, very talented guy. I just hope he goes in the right direction. Because I did see him, he did make a film I saw it on I think I saw it on Netflix, where is almost end of the world type of theme to it. Yeah, it was okay. He did.
Well, let me throw one back at you, Al. If you were not moved by Nomadland, the Frances McDormand road picture of the homeless woman.
Yes, I was. But
not enough to get on your list.
Yeah, not enough to get on my top 10. And I really enjoyed her performance. And another reason I like that film too is because I never knew or never thought people lived like that. In fact, there's a character who lives in his van in a film I just reviewed called it's about living in Orlando.
The Villages.
Huh?
The Villages?
Yeah. A guy lives in his
heaven.
van. He lives in his van. But in No Man's Land, these people travel all around trying to get work and things like that, and really don't settle down. And I said, man, this is new to me about their lifestyles. And I feel Frances McDormand did a great job playing that person that she played of, she is a widow, she lost her job, but she cannot stay in one place.
Drastically different than her Oscar-winning performance in Fargo, but I think she's definitely the front runner for the Oscar again this year.
Yeah, she's, and there are a lot of good female performances this year. I mean, for example, Paul, you mentioned Pieces of a Woman.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed that too. It's not in my top 10, but her performance, the actress' performance in Pieces of a Woman,
Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby. Well, you're going to hear a lot from her. She did a hell of a job in that movie.
Oh yeah, she did. And another one too, I don't know if it's going to qualify, is I'm Your Woman, that was on Amazon. I don't know if it made it to the movies.
Why wouldn't it qualify?
Huh?
Why wouldn't it qualify?
Okay, I guess it would. But the young lady, and I can't think of her name right now, but she plays Mrs. Maisel. In that.
Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah, thank you very much. Her performance in there was very good. I really enjoyed it. I thought she did an excellent job in that film. So, there's been a lot of great performances by actors, male and female actors.
One that I think the male performance is a little better than the movie itself, but I think it is likely to be nominated and sort of a co-front runner. Anthony Hopkins in The Father.
Yeah.
Superb. Also based on a play about a man drifting into dementia, and he starts not really understanding where he is or who these people are, whose relatives. The beautiful thing about the play and the movie is when he can't recognize these people, they're played by different actors. So we are sort of inside his head, going through dementia as well.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that film, but I'm trying to find some way to watch that film.
Well, if you have some money, just buy your way in.
I tried that.
Really? That's against the code.
And they claim I couldn't buy my way in because I live in Florida.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I know. What's up with that? So, well, fellas, any other comments? Paul?
Not really. We've covered it pretty much. Looking over my list, and listening to you guys, we seem to be pretty much on the same. It differs in many different ways. The only thought I have is that, when I was a kid growing up, they used to say, get more out of life, go to a movie. Well, it looks like for that one, it's like, get more out of life, let the movie come to you.
That's right.
I don't like
obviously these films were made to be seen on a big screen. And It's a shame that the theaters, for the most part, are limping along. Many of them are closing. It's wonderfully convenient to see this on our home screen or on our computers, but I yearn to be back in theaters.
I yearn to be back in theaters too. I really do. I enjoy watching them on my big screen, but I want the theater effect. And I like to be around other people too, to see how they react to
The audience
certain
makes a
scenes.
difference.
Huh?
The audience makes a difference. You watch a movie by
Sometimes.
yourself. What's that?
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, you watch a movie like a horror movie with an audience, and then let's say that was a good movie, and then months later you'll see it on TV and you say, I didn't. Why said this movie was so good? It doesn't seem like
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
that's a
same
good
with
point.
comedy,
Yeah, good point.
One of my favorite movies of all time is It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. And I remember, first couple of times I've seen it, I just said, this is the funniest thing I ever saw. But I saw
Yeah,
it
on the big screen, right?
I've got a DVD of it. I tried watching it. I turned it off after halfway because it was.
Oh, I think it still holds up. I've seen it recently on cable, and it's a favorite of mine. Maybe a little bit for a young, impressionable viewer, but I'll defend that film.
Yeah.
Well, also for me, if you want to go back to me, Cleopatra, Elizabeth Taylor, I saw that in the theaters first. I paid 50 cents to see that. Then I saw it on TV. I had a little bit different reaction because it wasn't as grand on TV. But when it came out on TV at the time, I didn't have this big screen. I'm going to get me a copy and try to watch it on my 75-inch and see will I still feel that great grandeur of that film, Cleopatra. But I loved it in the movie theaters.
Almost killed off its studio. But yes, it's intended to be on the big screen.
Boy, we're really going back. Yeah.
Give you money. I got a print of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
On DVD?
Yeah, I believe Blu-ray.
Okay, great. All right. I got to get it then. Okay. Well, fellas, I want to thank you very much. Thank you, Hap. Thank you, Paul. This is another year. Again, I want to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and thank you, Al.
2020 been a rough year, but 2021, I'm looking forward to some great films, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the movie theater.
Be well, stay well, and most important, stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
All right. You all have a great day.
Take care, Al.
All right. Take care, everyone.